re-election.
Evening, everybody. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Afterwards, I'd like to have a moment of silence for former police officer Ed Brusky, who passed away in the last week or so. Please keep him and his family in thoughts and prayers, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please take the roll.
Okay. Alderman Bassador.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Patak.
Here.
Reynolds.
Present.
Lavery.
Present.
Jepson. Herndon.
Here.
Crane.
Alderman Crane will be joining us here remotely.
Yeah, I move that we allow Alderman Crane to join us remotely.
Second. A motion from Alderman Lavery, a motion from Alderman Lavery, second from Alderman Thompson to allow Jordan Crane, Alderman, to join us remotely. Please take the roll.
Alderman Bassador.
Here.
Thompson.
Aye.
Patak.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Lavery.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Thank you.
Alderman, you hear us? All right, please take the roll, Amy.
Sure. Alderman Bassador.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Patak.
Here.
Reynolds.
Here.
Lavery.
Present.
Herndon.
Here.
Crane. Thank you.
I'd like to open the meeting with public comments. Again, I'm going to give you guys that time to express your thoughts, concerns, ideas, suggestions, and hopefully maybe throughout the course of the meeting we might be able to get some answers for you. Who'd like to go first? Evening, Dawn.
Evening. Dawn Hicks. Since there wasn't streets and alleys tonight, I did want to throw out there, I was interested in seeing if we could get stop signs, 2 of them, on the corner of 7th and Hennepin going east and west. I think for about 3 or 4 blocks, there's no stop signs, and the amount of speeding and near accidents I've seen just in the last month is starting to become concerning. So I was hoping that maybe in the near future we could discuss possibly having it be a 4-way stop instead of just a 2-way stop.
Would you like the Alderman to put that for the traffic committee next week?
I did want to ask why the council is only discussing the issues with Kaskaskia, because the Maytag still doesn't appear complete. Clearly, Inga Karras does not respect y'all or this town. The businesses that she runs around here has cost this town money, time, resources, and many people's health. Mr. Hernan, saying you don't go for criticism and you need backing when it comes to these buildings is kind of a joke. If the city would stop doing business with deadbeats like Inga, we more than likely would not be in this situation. We ask these questions because there tends to be a lack of communication and or transparency. May I remind you that our former building inspector, Andy Bassador, lied to all of our faces about the state of the Maytag earlier this year. Speaking of money, Mayor Grove, you had stated that the council authorized 2 years ago to contribute $70,000 to Celebration of Lights. In reviewing my paperwork, it says $50,000. So I just wanted to get clarification. Is it $50,000 or is it $70,000? Also, do we have the new street sweeper up and running? That's it.
Anybody else like to do public comment tonight?
Breanne Hicks. I'd like to start by bringing up the chicken and the duck ordinance. I've questioned this in 3 city meetings and several emails to both of my aldermen why this ordinance had been revoked. I FOIA requested any violations or complaints that had been reported within the year. I received 1 violation in response. I come to almost every single city meeting, and not one single alderman has brought this up as being an issue or said they had received any complaints about this. When I again recently questioned why this ordinance was changed, Alderman Crane had told me it was due to, quote, the continuous complaints from neighboring residents. So I would like to know where these complaints came from and why, if there were so many complaints, that no one could answer my question for the last 3 months? And why was it never talked about at a city meeting until it was already said and done that the changes were made? Some residents rely on these animals for their livelihood, for their families, and for maybe a source of income. NCAT. This year, the city donated $250 to NCAT. It's a local transportation service for our community. NCAT travels near and far. They provide services for people young and old, disabled, or just lacking a car. This amount has surprised me as they then turned around and gave girls softball over $1,000 for a tournament. And not to say the girls do not deserve this money, because they do, but to see such a small amount given to NCAT had bothered me. As a healthcare worker, I constantly see NCAT bringing patients to their appointments or to the labs to get blood drawn, but NCAT goes all over the place. They take people to the store, shop for groceries, or shop for household essentials. They're so essential in an area like ours. I happened to come across the Mendota newspaper where it read they had donated over $6,000 to NCAT. I mean, wow. Not that I expect the city of LaSalle to make such a large donation, but the fact we couldn't even do a quarter of that was just upsetting. I would prefer my tax-paying dollars to go into supporting businesses like NCAT that support our community, instead of it being used so people can get free Christmas lights every year. I did also send an email to Brent, which you did respond to, thank you, about the yield and a stop sign. So when you're heading north on Charters and you turn east towards Recuglia, there's a stop and a yield sign at this intersection. So I was just questioning why we have both and which one we choose to follow. Thank you.
Anybody else like to do public comment tonight?
Good evening, Dina Hicks. I am requesting that as a Christmas miracle, we could get a copy of the packets on Friday when the agenda is posted. If you could just post the packet so that we could download it and read it before the meetings, I would really appreciate that. Transparency is big. You say you're transparent. Why are we not allowed to look at the information so that we can prepare ourselves? I've asked for this many times, and I know you do not want to do it, but I don't understand quite what the reason behind it is. I'll move on. The Christmas lights, you get donations. Can you take part of that donation and give it to the food pantry if there's no other funds available? The food pantry is obviously a big need, as we were just discussed for quite a while in the finance meeting. If that would be an option, I'm not sure where all the proceeds go, if you have them to specific areas or people, but I think that would be much appreciated. And CAT as well would be a good place to donate. We have to show as aldermen that we are good examples. And I don't quite understand why an alderman from at least 2015 until present continually gets cited for ordinance violations regarding parking in his yard, like I would hope he'd know not to do, or having abandoned vehicles with expired registration, like no one else in the city is allowed to do. He does not pay his fines, they go to collections. As far as I understand, the LaSalle County Election Board says that if you owe money to the city, that you're not allowed to run for office. If he's not paying his fines, why is he allowed to stay on the council and continue to run for re-election? I think this is something that is quite embarrassing for the city. He also decided he did not want to pay for his home, let the city demolish it. They paid for the cost. You know, if you're gonna do stuff like that for your alderman, why don't you let everybody in the town? If they can't afford to pay their taxes, or the house is in too poor shape and they don't know what to do with it, why don't you go to them and offer them, you know, the same thing? I just don't quite understand how you can't be an example. That's all. Thank you.
Any other public comment tonight? Any other public comment tonight? Let's move on to approval of bills. Excuse me, approval of minutes. We're not quite to the bills yet.
Yeah,
Approval
I make,
minutes.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for the regular city council meeting held December 9th, 2024, placed on file. Each alderman has a copy.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Reynolds, Alderman Thompson, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Discussion potential action on the following petitions and or presentations. Nothing tonight. Reports of city officers.
Treasurer's report for November 2024 showing total cash balances in LaSalle State Bank of $10,739,721.76 and in Hometown National Bank of $8,392,828.52.
Your Honor, I move that we accept the treasurer's report as read, placed on file, as each and every alderman have a copy.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Batak, Alderman Laverie, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Communications, we have a motion to accept the Perfectly Flawed Foundation thank you letter.
I move. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Motion by Alderman Laverie, Alderman Herndon to approve the letter and place on file the Perfectly Flawed Foundation. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried.
Illinois Department of Revenue report showing sales tax collected for September 2024 of $90,695.23 and home rule sales tax of $80,098.31 for a total of $170,793.54.
Your Honor, I move that we accept the Department of Revenue's report as read, placed on file, as each and every alderman have a copy.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Batak, Alderman Reynolds, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. No bids tonight. Appointments, resignations.
A request to hire a candidate for the position of firefighter from the firefighter eligibility list per the recommendation of the police and fire commissioners for the city of LaSalle and related matters.
Your Honor. I make a motion that we accept his request to hire a candidate off the current standing list.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Thompson, Alderman Reynolds to give approval. Take the roll, please.
Alderman Bassador.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Patak.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Laverie.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Standing committees.
Discussion and potential action regarding the recommendation of the Finance Committee regarding a request for monetary donation from the Illinois Valley Food Pantry and related matters.
Your Honor, after much discussion, the Illinois Valley Food Pantry is requesting a donation of $15,000. It was not appropriated. We felt that it was a large sum of money, that we should look at it a little differently maybe. Where it will come from out of promotions. We're going to see if there's money available. The question was asked, what's their next big event? It would be Easter, so maybe we can buy a little time. That would still be in our fiscal period, but something that obviously we need to look at. It's a good cause. Obviously, there's a need for it. There's costs have gone up. So right now we're holding off until we can see what we can do for the food pantry.
Sounds good.
Okay, discussion and potential action regarding the recommendation of the Finance Committee regarding a request from Robert Donovan on behalf of the Doghouse for a rebuild downtown to LaSalle program RCLP grant totaling $2,040 for premises located at 848 First Street and related matters.
Your Honor, the Finance Committee voted to grant the request from Robert Donovan for the amount of $2,040 and related matters.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Batak, Alderman Laverie, please take the roll.
Alderman Thompson.
Aye.
Patak.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Laverie.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane. Bassador.
Aye. Social committees, old business.
Authorization of pay request number 1 for Sewer Tech LLC totaling $51,485.08 for work completed to date on the 2024 sewer cleaning and televising Ward 2 south of 5th Street project and related matters.
Your Honor, I make a motion that we authorize the pay request number 1 for Sewer Tech LLC as read. Each alderman has a copy.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Reynolds, Alderman Thompson, please take the roll.
Alderman Patak.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Laverie.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane. Bassador.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Authorization of payment for Air Construction, Inc., totaling $32,027 for work completed to date on First Street sewer cleaning west of Crozet Street project and related matters.
Your Honor, I make a motion that we authorize the payment for Air Construction, Inc. as read. Each alderman has a copy.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Reynolds, Alderman Thompson, please take the roll.
Alderman Reynolds.
Aye.
Laverie.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane. Bassador.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Patak.
Aye.
Discussion and potential action regarding update from city staff regarding communication and other matters related to Kaskaskia development and related matters.
So we're in the process of continuing that discussion. I know it was brought up a couple meetings ago. Obviously, we did see some physical work on the Maytag building, but yet to have a meeting formally. Myself, Finance Director Duncan, and our attorneys to come up with a plan for the Kaskaskia. So we're still waiting to get to the table on that. Dennis Hocking, Building Inspector, what do you have for us?
Evening. I just want to provide a quick update for the two properties to the council. It'd be the Kaskaskia and the Maytag building. Special Counsel Cherney drafted 2 letters, and they were hand delivered by myself last week to CL Real Estate, demanding inspections of both properties. CL Real Estate rather quickly responded, and through correspondence, those inspections are scheduled for January 8th at 9 a.m. We'll be beginning at the Maytag and then moving on after that to the Kaskaskia. In attendance for those inspections will be myself, Council Cherney, City Engineer Brown, Fire Chief Janik, and Scott Brown, Structural Engineer, who was involved, I believe, in the last time they were inspected. Once the inspections are done and everything's documented, we have all the facts, then the city will obviously respond accordingly and proceed that way. So we do have a new point of contact for CL. Stephen Hussey is the new president, I believe, and he responded very quickly to our letter. So we're off to a good start with him. So hopefully we can keep going.
Thank you, Dennis. I know when we had the structural engineer last time, Brian Brown, I believe they addressed the issues that we asked them to address without anything formal as far as violations. It makes the legal process a little slower because we don't have a whole lot to go off of. So that's the situation we're in. But Dennis, appreciate you getting that moving again, and we'll see what we can do if we get anything else to move forward on it. Council, you guys have any
From
questions?
IDOT on the curb on Joliet, or I don't know, the sidewalks included in that too or not? But they were waiting for IDOT on that, right?
We've gotten that resolved. They were looking at wanting to do like the permeable pavers in lieu of the brick or the stamped concrete because of the time of year. We did say it was fine to proceed that way, but so I wrote a letter to IDOT stating such. So I haven't heard any responses from either the CL or IDOT on that, but they do have the letter from the city.
By the time we get to hear back, it might be fine to
It might be fine
just to do the same
And
concrete.
they stay pretty warm. They can do the concrete anyway.
Very good. Any other questions in regards to 801 or Kaskaskia? Looking forward to hearing discussion back on that, Dennis, when you get the results. Thanks for moving on that. Any other old business, gentlemen? New business.
I do have something, Mayor. Chief Smodzinski wanted to be here to do this. I know he wasn't able to make it today, but he wanted to share a few words about a individual who was in LaSalle. I'm just going to read this off. He prepared this. I'm going to read it here. The City of LaSalle would like to mention the outstanding attentiveness to a City of LaSalle mail carrier by the name of Anthony Tisdale. On December 9th, 2024, while delivering mail in LaSalle, he could hear one of his customers yelling for help. Tisdale took it upon himself to check on the subject, where it was learned that the subject had fallen down and sustained a medical issue. The LaSalle USPS carrier Tisdale phoned 911, and the LaSalle Fire and Emergency Services and LaSalle Police arrived on scene. The male was transported to the hospital, where he was ultimately treated and is recovering. Thank you very much to Anthony Tisdale.
It was awesome.
Is there something the city can provide to him, for those actions? Do we have anything that we do?
I think we can definitely write a letter of accommodation to the
Something that should go to the
postmaster.
postal service?
Yeah, to the postmaster and then see where they need to go from, because it's, I'm gonna piggyback on that, because it was probably within a day or two of that last one. Paul DeBrinia lives on H Street, LaSalle, kind of over by our bases over there, and he had, unfortunately, the same situation. He was walking his dog, Rizzo, and the mail carrier, Mike Davis, and it's nice that these mail carriers, everybody has a relationship with their mail carriers, right? Noticed the dog running loose without Paul there, without a leash, with the leash on, looked in the alley, and Paul was laying in the alley on the ground, had a stroke. If he didn't have a chance to, if Mike didn't have the wherewithal to call 911 and get those motions going, who knows, right? What could happen? We don't want to think about that. So again, to your point, we need to figure out what we can do to, maybe recognize these folks with the postal service. But how nice is that to know that people are out there looking for each other, especially with the cold weather now and people laying out there. It doesn't take long. Hypothermia and other things that kick in. So good news with Paul. He is in Rockford doing some rehabilitation, physical therapy, and hopefully he'll be back to full strength soon. But I know his family reached out to me on that too, just like the other gentleman's family. So good news on that everybody's out there helping out. And that's kind of what's nice about being a small community. Do also want to thank, we had our Operation Santa Claus, Project Claus, right, where our police officers get generous donations, monetary, from local businesses, families, and make that delivery. Want to appreciate Jim and Lynn Jacks. And it was Jim Crouch and Sr. and Jim Crouch Jr. I know they helped Mike Straczynski over at the old Casey's unpack toys, kind of organize them, getting organized for when it was time to help with that. So thanks to the Jacks family and the Crouch family for doing that. Appreciate that. In regards to the food pantry, Alderman Patak, obviously two main distributions of the year are Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I want to appreciate Chief Straczynski and also John Duncan. Both those days were down here making it nice and fluid downtown. With having the food pantry right downtown could be a congestion issue, and they did a nice job of keeping everybody moving, and people were in good spirits even though they might have to wait a little bit of time. So thank you guys for that. Appreciate that. So a lot of good things going on. I just want to thank everybody for a good year, for all you guys do. Appreciate it. This isn't a situation anymore with city government where you come once every 2 weeks and have a meeting and then you're done for 2 weeks. Everybody's phone is open and on 24/7, emails, text messages, social media. It's a different world now, and I appreciate everybody for putting themselves out there and for the public to do your civic duty. So thank you guys for that. Looking forward to 2025. That's all I have. Any other new business?
Mayor, the little thanks to the people who contributed to the drone. The other day there was a high-speed chase all the way from Chicagoland. They used a helicopter. I wish Chief Straczynski was here. Sergeant Burnell was a sergeant that night, and them two people were apprehended with our drone video that found them people in the woods that were apprehended by two state police besides the helicopter, and our drone is what caught them.
Yeah, it's nice to see that go right to use. We've had since September? I think Alderman Patek was downtown with it during Jazz in the Street, checking it out, and it's getting used right away. So, yeah, it's crazy that stuff happens, but now, with this technology, you can't really run away anymore. So. Any other new business, gentlemen? Discussion potential action on the following additional ordinances and resolutions. Nothing tonight. No need for executive session tonight. Approval of bills.
Total submitted $814,888.12.
Your Honor, I move that we accept, pay, and file the bills as each and every alderman have a copy.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Patak, second by Alderman LaVerie. Please take the roll.
Alderman LaVerie.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane. Alderman Crane. Vassador.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Patak.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Motion for adjournment.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Reynolds, second by Alderman Thompson to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everybody. Be safe. Thank you.